appreciate you.
Of course.
Here.
Do you need anything else?
No, we'll take your cross after this.
Okay.
That's cool. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. I'm just gonna wait on Exit Mercer before we get into too much meat and potatoes, but I'll introduce myself to you because you and I have never met. My name is Tammy. I'm a lieutenant actually with the Sheriff's Office and Criminal Investigations, which is where Detective Mercer also works. And I know this is an uncomfortable way to update you on this case, but as long as you want to talk to us, we'll give you a case update and then talk to you if you're willing to talk to us. I wanted to meet you. I've never met you, of course, you knew that. Kind of talk to the woman also, because I think you only talk to the dudes, and I think this case is a little more complicated than some people are giving it credit for. They're looking at it in a black and white medical sense. I see a little bit more to it than that, but get your take on that if you're willing. I see a young lady who's watching 5 kids, sometimes 6 kids, on her own with no help from one. He's working, he's going to school, I get that. So I know one of your children is autistic too. And everyone that I haven't talked to, but I've seen the interviews say that Jamaria was, God rest her soul, quite a handful. She'd steal things and lie about things and lie about stealing things. And
it's a common tactic. Detectives will talk down the victim just to provoke a reaction or to pull the mask off the suspect. But when the victim is a 9-year-old girl, there's hardly a character to assassinate.
Anyway, I wonder if there's more to the story than just the black and white. I mean, you can tell us if that's the case, if you wanted to. You can only text Mercer. You do, so I don't have to regurgitate anything that you say to us. Yeah. I'm sorry, though, that you and your family are going through this, no matter what happens. I'm sure it's difficult one way or the other. I can't imagine. I've just myself, and obviously you have several kids. I did not bring that for you. I did a over so you don't have to play tennis ball on your neck to look at both of us. We were chatting, but we didn't really get into anything.
Alright. So you remember me. I was up there that day. As you know, you're under arrest. They tell you to be trying. I think that there's more people involved in this. That should be sitting in a chair you're sitting with too. So, I want to hear from you. What happened?
Honestly, I can't say how she passed away. When I found her, she was sleeping. All I can say is she did receive whoopings. I don't know how she passed. I don't know how she passed away. I honestly don't.
Okay. How does she get pinch marks all over her body?
I have pinched her before, but from what I saw, I didn't do all of that.
Did anybody else pinch her? Who? Dad? When did Dad leave the house?
I want to say Thursday. I believe it was Thursday. I don't know which day it was he came back because that was unannounced. Anytime I would put him out, he would just like sneak back into the house. So I don't remember exactly which day that was. But the day that I asked him to leave, I believe was Thursday.
He moved his stuff out. Where was Jamaria during that time when he moved out?
I believe he left. The last that I knew, he was talking to her downstairs.
How do you know he was talking to her?
Because I heard him say, "I'll be back to get you." I know he wasn't going to say that to none of my kids.
Is there any reason why he would think that Jamaria was in California?
Because all of them were supposed to leave.
Right. When was he told that though?
He knew about it the same day prior to us coming back. He knew that they were from the cruise. He knew that they were supposed to leave. So the next day when my mom left, I told him that they left because I was in the bed. I didn't know that they weren't going because the last I knew about it, my mom was booking their tickets. And then we found out that Jamaria was still in the house. My mom never took her. So we both found that out at the same time. And then as we were talking, my mom was like, letting me know how Jamaria was scared to be around him. My mom told me that she wanted to have a conversation with him and Jamaria before I left. Before Jamaria went to California. So that's how I ended up telling him a couple of days later. I was like, my mom is sick, Jamaria's still sick. That's why they haven't called you yet. That's why you haven't heard from them, because they were supposed to call him and have a conversation. My mom wanted to let him know how she felt about Jamaria being in fear of him.
Was your mom and was your mom and LaJuan in the house at the same time after the cruise? Why didn't you talk about it then?
Because we had just got back from the cruise, we were settling in. She was trying to book flights before it was too late because the prices go up.
So what kind of abuse would